Back at it again, and of course this is an election year, and we have to address the left-wing extremists, right? We're going to start calling them the same thing they call us, right-wing extremists. The left-wing extremist talking point. And that talking point is that Trump is a racist and hates black people, right? That's what they like to say. That's what they like to push out there. Trump bad. He doesn't like this group or that group or what, So we're going to be addressing that today. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button if you are new. And let's dive into MSNBC first before we get into a clip from the 90s that has resurfaced that I want to show you guys. Let's dive in.
But I digress. What Trump has always been, for those who were paying attention, was a rich, malevolent, really racist man whose insecurities caused him to crave power and celebrity and to lash out at people more successful, more powerful, and smarter than he is. Think Barack Obama. And Trump as president...
More successful than he is, Barack Obama? I mean, even after Barack Obama,
I am the least...
10x'd his net worth, he still hasn't touched anywhere near Trump's net worth. And Trump's net worth is about to go even higher by an estimated $4 billion. So what are we talking about here? And yes, I know some people are going to say, well, success isn't money, blah, blah, blah. I get it. Money isn't everything, but it sure is a lot. I mean, if we're being real, you can't really do a whole lot without money, especially in Biden's economy. Okay. With the gas prices, with the food prices, and everything else in between, car insurance prices. I mean, everything. So you do need a couple of dollars, right? And so, yeah, not even close. Not even close.
I am the least racist person. I can't even see the audience because it's so dark, but I don't care who's in the audience. I'm the least racist person in this room.
Okay, Vice President Biden, let me ask you very quickly, and then I have a follow-up question for you.
Abraham Lincoln here is one of the most racist presidents we've had in modern history. He pours fuel on every single racist fire, every single one. He started off his campaign coming down the escalator saying he's going to get rid of those Mexican rapists. He's banned Muslims because they're Muslims. He has moved around and made everything worse across the board. He says about the poor boys, last time we were on stage here, he said, I told them to stand down and stand ready. Come on. This guy has a dog whistle about as big as a foghorn.
Now, you just heard Joy Reid and Joe Biden calling Trump a racist and saying that he's a hateful individual. Well, now I want to show you guys this clip from the 90s, right? Which is kind of an interesting time because you guys remember that bill that Biden was working on and bragged about? Yeah, so while Biden was doing that, working on that bill, Trump was working with Jesse Jackson to do something for, of all people, black folks. Don't believe me? Check it out. But, before we hop into that, it's kind of interesting that they call him a racist, but while Joe Biden was trying to lock up black people, Trump was doing something to help black people. Here we go.
I now want to bring forth a friend who has, he is deceptive in that his social style is of such. One can miss his seriousness and his commitment for their success is beyond argument. When we opened this Wall Street project and we talked about it, he gave us space at 40 Wall Street, which was to make a statement about our having a presence there. And beyond that, in terms of reaching out and being inclusive, he's done that too. And created for many people a comfort zone when I ran for the presidency in 84 and 88. And many others thought it was either laughable or something to avoid. He came to our business meeting here in New York because he has this sense of the curious and a will to risk to make things better. And so aside from all of of his style and his pizzazz. He's a serious person who's an effective builder of building for the builder of people. Last year, he was a part of our workshop, of our panel workshop on what are the challenges and opportunities. And so this, a year later, Donald Trump, for a few minutes, challenges and opportunities to embrace the underserved communities. Donald Trump.
Well, it is an honor to be here, and I was with Jesse last year, and we had a lot of fun, and it was a little different. We had a real panel where you asked questions and everything, and we didn't do so much speaking, so I'm going to get off here very quickly because I want to hear.
I do want to apologize about the video kind of skipping. It is older, all right? So forgive me. I understand that it is pausing here and there. That isn't me. That's the actual video clip, all right? But just for those that are wondering, why in the world does he keep pausing it? That's not me, okay? It's not me. It's just an older clip. But I wanted to show you guys this for obvious reasons.
Some questions. Jesse started off by saying most of the wealth in this country is in the hands of a few. And I thought to myself, is that a bad thing? What's wrong with that, Jesse? But he did have an expression last year. And I was just telling Roger. He had an expression last year, the wall on wall must fall. And you haven't used it today, and I'm very disappointed in this, Jesse, because I thought it was a great expression. And I heard the expression about 14 times, and then he came to me at the end of the session, and he said, listen, I want some office space in your building on Wall Street, because the wall on wall will fall. And I said, it's okay, Jesse, I'll make a good deal with you. I'll get you some space. You'll pay about $40 a foot. And he said, no, no, no. I don't want to pay 40. I said, how about 30? No. It was the cheapest deal I ever made in the history of 40 Wall Street. Is that right? He got it for nothing. He's a very tough negotiator. We know that, right? Nah, he's a terrific guy. We love him, and I'm here for him. And the snow came, and I said, gee, nobody's going to show up, and look at this place. It's packed. I do want to...
So again, Trump's a bad guy. Trump hates black people. But in the 90s, when Joe Biden was trying to lock up black folks, Trump was actually doing some work to help black folks. And as a matter of fact, gave Jesse Jackson an office space for free. For free. When's the last time you heard of Joe Biden giving black people anything for free? Oh, I forgot. The fried chicken when he showed up to that black family's house. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Also have this clip of what is said to be Martin Luther King Jr.'s niece. Yeah. Check it out.
This is what I want to tell you. I got pictures I want to tell you. Respect you have shown Martin Luther King on Air Force One all the time. He put my daddy A.J. King's house on the civil rights register. And I said, let me go in there and tell him thank you. Y'all hear me tell him? Because the news would not admit it. But this man has been so respectful.
Is Lawrence here?
So respectful.
Lawrence is there.
One more time, guys. Where is it?
Let's go.
Come on, Victory. This is for Biden.
Mainstream media won't show that one. But we will hear, of course. We will hear. We will talk about this. And we also have to address, I want to show you guys this clip from the year 2000. The exact date is February 14th of the year 2000 on NBC. Check out what Trump had to say. I don't think someone who hates a group of individuals would say stuff like this. But of course, mainstream media today won't air this stuff. So I guess we will. Check it out.
What he's going to do.
I've made my decision. I'm not going to be running. The party is, as you know, self-destructing. Jesse has left, and that's a problem. And so I will not be running.
I believe he's speaking about Jesse Jackson.
And that's a problem. And so I will not be running.
Not running for the nomination of the Reform Party or not considering any run for the presidency this time around?
Not considering a run.
Nothing could change your mind with that?
No. Totally not.
When you say the party is self-destructing, what do you see as the biggest problem with the Reform Party right now?
Well, you've got David Duke just joined. A bigot, a racist, a problem. I mean, this is not exactly the people you want in your party.
Oh, I'll be darned. I thought leftist media extremists always ran with the narrative that Trump never denounced that guy. Don't you guys remember him saying that? Or leftist media saying that? Don't you guys remember that? Oh, he never denounced David Duke. He never did it. He had a hard time denouncing. This is from 2000. February 14th, to be specific. Okay? Long before he ran for president. Now, he was considering it back in 2000, but obviously, as he saw the party was going down the drain, he was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Cannot stand with these guys. Cannot stand with these guys. But you know who continued to stand with that party? Joe Biden. Trump was the guy that said, no, I'm not standing with a party that allows David Duke. Interesting. I'm gonna wind that back just a little bit. That's breaking. You know, mainstream media won't show that.
With the Reform Party right now?
Well, you've got David Duke just joined. A bigot, a racist, a problem. I mean, this is not exactly the people you want in your party. Buchanan's a disaster, as we've, covered. Jesse's a terrific guy who just left the party.
What he's going to...
Interesting, right? Very interesting. But I also want to play this last clip from a recent time that Trump spoke. And, man, he spoke a whole lot of truth. I showed a clip of this yesterday, when mainstream media, was losing their minds over him talking to black folks and yada, yada, yada. They say he's pandering and all of this other stuff. When Joe Biden goes and speaks to black folks, oh, everything's fine. It's cool. It's not pandering. But as soon as Trump does it, oh, he's pandering. Simply because he's speaking to a group of individuals, he's pandering. Oh, okay. So is Joe Biden pandering when he brought black people chicken? Fried chicken at that, and he had a burger for himself? Was Joe Biden pandering then? Was Hillary Clinton pandering when she said, "Oh, I keep hot sauce in my purse"? I almost cursed. Who in the world keeps hot sauce in their purse? Come on, bro. Really? Was Hillary Clinton pandering then? Huh? Was Hillary Clinton pandering? Was Joe Biden pandering when he took his butt right on up to a black church and gave a political speech in the Lord's house? Was Joe Biden pandering then? Oh, I'm sorry. We're not allowed to talk about it when Democrats do it. It's fine when Democrats do it, but it's a problem if a Republican goes and actually speaks to black folks. It's a problem. It's a major problem. It's an existential threat. It's a threat to democracy. They're pandering. Oh my goodness, the world is falling apart because a Republican is speaking to black people, but when Democrats blatantly pander to black folks, it's okay. It's fine. Nothing to worry about here. Nothing to see. Joe Biden rambles and stumbles through his speeches and falls over sandbags. And, they placed the sandbag in front of him. Trump misspeaks one or two times. And, oh, my goodness, Trump is falling off the wagon. Oh, my goodness, look at Trump. Oh, holy cow. What's going on with Trump? It's the end. It's too old. But, they placed the sandbag in front of Joe Biden. They put it in a bad spot. It was too late for Joe Biden to give that speech. He was tired. He had been working all day. Take it away, Trump, please.
The radical Democrat Party has waged war on black families for many, many decades. Think of it. It's really 100 years. It's a century. They've controlled these cities for 100 years. Hard to believe. I said can't be. It is. They've controlled. And look at what. You take a look at Baltimore. You take a look at New York. You take a look at Chicago. You take a look at all of these places. Take a look at what's going on in the West Coast. Take a look at what's happening. And they've controlled these cities for 100 years.
I made the same argument with someone. It's probably been a couple months now, but I remember bringing that same fact up. I was like, yo, look at all of these cities that are run by Democrats and look at the black population in those cities. And of course, you know, I went through the list of cities, as I always do here. And I was like, look at the black population. How are black people doing in those cities? Look at the crime rate. You know, you talk about Democrats actually care about black people, but when you actually look for the caring part of it, it's not there to be found. Nowhere to be found. Nowhere. Look at the black people of Chicago, right? The famous example. Really, that's the only example you really need when you have these type of discussions. Look what they did to the black people of Chicago. Look what they did. Gave them the middle finger and smiled and laughed and said, hey, you put us here, so we got you next time.
And nothing happens. They're slum areas. They're dangerous. Nothing has happened. And we're going to change it. We're going to change it. Thank you. I like that guy. Thank you. Thank you very much. What a voice. I love that guy. Who the hell is that? Is he a friend of yours? Yes. We're going to send him to the Met. So come join us in the Republican Party and never, ever look back. We're going to do it right. We're going to do it right. On top of everything else, Joe Biden really has proven to be a very nasty and vicious racist. He's been a racist. Whether you like it or don't like it, I happen not to like it. Most of the people in this room happen to not like it. And if somebody does like it, they're not supposed to be here. Biden spent years palling around with notorious segregationists. You know that. He boasted that his home state was a slave state. He was very proud of that. He thought it was great. If you go back and look at his body language and the way he said it, he was very proud of it. He said that he didn't want his children to grow up in a, quote, racial jungle. I don't want my children in a racial jungle. Joe Biden drafted the 1994 crime bill, which caused unfair sentencing disparities that devastated the black community, black families. Cory Booker called Biden the architect of mass incarceration. Remember this. It was a time when Hillary Clinton and Joe Biden were talking about predators and super predators. You heard that. This is a hell of a lot more of a speech than you thought you were going to get, isn't it, huh? They thought we'd be boring then. We'd give a little quick boring speech, but it's called Let's Tell It Like It Is, right?
Facts.
And then years later, tell it like it is.
USA.
Thank you very much. I just want to tell the truth. Remember Howard Cosell? I just tell it like it is. It ended up getting him fired, but these are my... And then years later, in an act of stolen valor, Crooked Joe had the nerve to falsely portray himself as a hero of the civil rights movement, which was so false. And then he said that if African Americans didn't vote for him, you ain't black. Now that one's been so recent, I didn't even want to, but he did say that. A lot of people were surprised. He did say that, but that one's so recent, I didn't even want to put it in. We had to go back to the real stuff. But he did say that. I was a little surprised to see it. I'm sure you were too. Unlike racist Joe Biden, I've spent my entire life working hand in hand with black Americans to create jobs, build buildings, invest in our communities, and expand opportunity and freedom for citizens of every race, religion, color, and creed. And we have. I built a lot of buildings, and I want to tell you, a black worker is a great worker. You've done an incredible job. They've done an incredible job. Really talented, great people. And that goes for others too. Hispanic is incredible. You know, the Hispanic numbers are, Ben, you know, they're through the roof. In Miami. Facts on facts on facts.
I thought about putting Joe Biden's list of racist moments, but I think I'll save that for a totally separate video because there's so many different instances of Joe Biden and Democrats being the hateful group that I think that deserves its own video, right? That deserves its own separate segment. Matter of fact, I could probably make that into a several part video series, right? 2 to 3 part video series of Democrats being the hateful individuals. And, I might embark on that because I think it's important for, us all to, like Trump said, tell it like it is. Tell it like it is, good, bad, or ugly, right? Because that's important, and at the end of the day, Trump may not be perfect, but nobody on this earth is, right? Nobody walking this earth is perfect. But what Democrats are trying to do to Trump and say that he's the worst thing ever and he's the most hateful person ever, that is a load of crap. Load of crap. Because there are many, many instances of Joe Biden saying some of the most terrible stuff, but they never talk about it. They never mention it. I've had conversations with Democrats and I bring up some of this stuff and they're shocked. They're like, wait, what? He said what? I'm like, yeah, you can look this stuff up. Like, I've got the video footage. If you want to see it, I'll send it to you. Yeah, let me see it. Okay, cool. I'll send you the video. Like, they're shocked because mainstream media doesn't show this stuff. But if Trump goes to speak to black people, oh, he's pandering. Oh my goodness. It's an existential threat. Existential threat. Whoa, goodness gracious. Speaking like Joe Biden right there. Slurring my words a little bit. I must be getting up there in age. I might get put in a nursing home here shortly, because that's what they always do to Trump if he ever slurs any word here or there. Oh my goodness, Trump's age is coming into play. Oh my goodness. As if Joe Biden isn't barely walking. Oh my goodness. We've all seen Joe Biden walk. And listen, I'm not even making fun of old folks, right? Because as I've stated before, and as I truly believe, getting old is a beautiful thing. There's nothing wrong with being old. That's a wonderful thing. We all know, every single last one of us know individuals who will never see the age of 40, the age of 50, the age of 60, the age of 70. Some of us, including myself, I know folks who will never see 25, let alone 80, right? Who will never see the age of 25. Never will see it. 25, right? And so when we talk about people getting old, it's a beautiful thing. It really is. Because there's a lot of people that didn't get that opportunity. They weren't blessed with that opportunity. There's a lot of people today, right? For example, who had plans for today, who had dreams and aspirations for the future, who went to sleep last night and didn't get the this morning for whatever reason, right? For obviously a long list of reasons. But my point is, getting old is a beautiful thing. But we also have to acknowledge when you get old like Joe Biden and you're aging like that, come on now, son. Step aside. Step aside. How could you advocate for somebody like that, right? Who is showing their age, right? Because I guess I should make that distinction as well. It's not the age itself. That's not what it is. It's you showing your age, right? There's a difference. There are some healthy and spry 80-year-olds. It's honestly incredible to see. I've seen some videos of some older folks. I don't believe they were quite 80, but I believe they were in their 70s, who were like ripped and shredded and had the guns. And I'm like, goodness gracious. Whoa, So it's not the age itself. It's you showing it, and you showing it that That's not a problem, but when you're the president, it is. When you're the president of the United States, it is. You know? So that's one tick against Biden. And we haven't even gotten onto, you know, the whole racist history of Biden, which we'll get into in another video, in the Democrat Party in another video. I'm sure that'll be a fun one. Okay. That'll be a real fun one. But I think this is a good time to showcase that video, right? In a time where people need to hear and see the actual truth, the whole truth and nothing but the truth, I think that'll be a great video. But as always, y'all let me know what you thought about this one in the comment section below. Like, share, comment, and hit that subscribe button before you go. Peace and love. I'm out.